Hello, well thank you for watching this video. This one's going to be a little bit different to the normal sort of video that we put out, which hopefully we normally entertain you a little bit. This video is different to that. We really need your help with something, so I'm after lots of comments and advice, please. So what's our issue? Well, we were on a campsite the other day, and our next door neighbour, the pitch next to us, he had a panel van very similar to ours. He had a Warwick XL, and it had been sitting there for about 3 days, and he went to start it. He turned the key, absolutely nothing. He asked me if I had jump leads, which I didn't have with me, and he was a bit snookered, so he was going to phone his RAC breakdown cover. Well, that was great, but it got us to thinking, and I know Ellie might overthink these things, but she's quite worried about it, because if you think about it, we like to go off-grid, we like to go very remote, we like to go in winter, we often go where there's no phone signal, and we often go, of course, where there is nobody else. So jump leads, call-in breakdown cover wouldn't be an option to us. So this is why we're now looking at what I would call the jump start power banks, which you can connect up to your battery on your vehicle, and you can give it a boost and get your engine running. So that's what I'm looking at, but I know absolutely nothing about them. So please let us have your recommendations on what you would use to start Merlin, and importantly, why. Now, I do have jump leads, but that would be quite an awkward thing to connect up, because we've got a fixed bed and the batteries are under the bed. Plus it would be they would need to be really long leads to go right the way around to the bonnet of the Fiat Ducato. So that didn't seem really a very realistic way of doing it. Other people have suggested that if I connect the solar up to the cab battery to keep it charged, but I think especially in winter, when you're not going to get a lot of charge and a lot of sunshine, that really wouldn't be the answer, because if a cab battery is starting to fail, then a trickle charge from a very weak solar isn't really gonna help very much, I wouldn't have thought. Now, this is my dilemma, is that there's so many of them that I really don't know which one I should be choosing. I hope you can help. Please let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. Thanks. I mean, there are other options that I could utilise, like we could pray it doesn't happen. We could carry jump leads. That's only any good if there's somebody else around. You could join the RAC. Well, I already have breakdown cover. So, but if you've got no mobile signal, do you see why I'm thinking along this route of a jump start power bank? So let us know in the comments what you would recommend. If you do have any other ideas as to what might be a good compromise, let us know. But I think I've come down in favour of wanting one of these, so it's just a question of which one to go for. Unless we do something, what do we do? Just pray it doesn't happen to us? Well, Merlin's about 3 years old now. The chap on the pitch next to us, his van was 3 years old, and it happened to him. I am quite careful about looking after the battery. About every 7 days or so, I run a battery maintainer, which is supposed to charge the battery and keep it at optimum levels. So I do look after it. I'm not actually expecting that the battery will fail, but if it did, in those circumstances, it would be quite serious. So this is why we're looking to get a plan B. Now, somebody suggested to me, why don't I just buy a new battery? Yeah, I could do that, but if there's a couple of years life left in the battery, I don't really want to do that. So the plan B is looking quite attractive to me. New battery would be, I don't know, £120. So I don't really want to spend that on a power bank starter, but I also want to get a decent one, which is why I really need recommendations from people who've got them and whether they work very well. I've looked inside the engine compartment, and I think we're looking at between the negative point you connect to and the positive point you connect to. I think I need probably about 24 inches of spread on the crocodile connectors to reach both the positive and the negative. So that's also important. There's no point having a power bank that's too short to reach both connectors. And obviously you don't really want to, I'm not sure why, but they recommend you don't connect it to the cab battery under the floor. That's where our battery is located. So I'm not planning on doing that. I'm not quite sure why they say don't do that, but they do say that. And as there's the proper place in the engine compartment, that's what I shall use. I have heard that the NOCO make are quite good. There's quite a few recommendations I've heard, and reviews on them seem to be pretty good. So that might be a way to go. They seem quite expensive compared to some of the other ones, but I'd rather have one that, if it's your plan B, it's got to work, hasn't it, really? So I don't want to skimp on price just to save a few quid and then it not work if ever I needed it to. So yeah, I don't really know which ones to look at, but the NOCOs look good. But then of course there's the question of which capacity do you go for? Because they jump up in capacity and the price jumps up accordingly. So that's another thing to think about. So let us know in the comments what you would recommend, and we'll have a think about which way we want to go. But we probably will get one. Well, thanks for watching, and look forward to reading your comments. Interestingly, the vlog I'm working on at the moment, which is the Outer Hebrides, which you'll see next Thursday, that was also an off-grid one, and we didn't have much of a signal there either. So it really is time to think about what we should be doing. Thanks for watching.